All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat 12 video. Yeah, that's right, another one. And this is gonna be one that is memed to hell because, come on, every content creator at some point is gonna be uploading top 5 guest characters. I know this. I've been in this game for a long time. It's all right. It's all right. The meme content a lot of times is the best content, or at least the content that a lot of people want to see. So here I am making my top 5 guest character predictions, or I guess wish list. Not really a prediction because we have no idea what the theme of the guest characters is going to be. MK11, it was more action based. MKX, horror theme. But before anything, I want to ask you if you could leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Leave a like on the video if you are excited for Mortal Kombat 12. I know I am, so I'm going to leave a like on my own video. That's how we do it. Alright, so before anything, I just want to say that not everyone likes guest characters, and that's fine. If you just want Mortal Kombat characters, I feel you. It's a Mortal Kombat game. I have no hard feelings for anyone who dislikes guest characters. But for me personally, and probably like, I don't know, 75% of the fan base, of the Mortal Kombat fan base that buy the games, they like guest characters. NetherRealm knows people like guest characters. They're going to be in the games no matter what. So if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to watch the video. You don't have to participate in the comment section. By the way, I want you guys to write down your top 3 or your top 5. It doesn't really matter. You could write down as many as you want. Who are your guest characters that you want to see in Mortal Kombat 12? So let's get started here. The first one is going to be an obvious one that a lot of people are going to have on their list because this character was supposed to be in Mortal Kombat 11, but complications happened. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm pretty sure Bruce Campbell said it was some sort of licensing issue. But of course, I'm talking about Ash Williams. I mean, what better character for a Mortal Kombat game than Ash? Obviously, horror movie themed. His movies are very gory. Especially, I think the Ash that they wanted to get was the Army of Darkness Ash. And I think that specific Ash Williams is licensed by a different company compared to the Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2. So I think that's where they kind of ran into licensing issues. I'm not really sure. I remember that I knew about this topic way back when Ash was first, confirmed, and then he ended up being replaced by Joker. It was a pretty crazy situation, but at the end of the day, I feel like Joker fit in Mortal Kombat 11 really well. He's one of my favorite characters to play, and obviously, I just love Joker to death. So if there was any character that was going to replace Ash Williams, I'm glad it was Joker because he ended up being one of the most fun characters in the game. But I think Ash, with the intro dialogue, obviously, incredible personality that Ash has, incredibly witty. He would be so funny with every single character in the roster. Bruce Campbell lending his voice, it's like a match made in heaven. Ash Williams and a Mortal Kombat game. So I'm not going to spend too much more time on Ash because I think we could all agree he would fit really well as a guest character in MK12. I hope he makes it this time, and I hope that it went into any complications. All right, next up here, this is a new character that has been introduced. I think he was introduced in 2017 in a movie called All Hallows Eve. And then he was so popular that he spun off into his own series called Terrifier. And yes, I am talking about that bad mofo named Art the Clown. This is a real breath of fresh air, man. I think Art the Clown has been one of the most liked and well-received slasher villains in a really, really long time. I think everyone who has watched Terrifier could agree that Art the Clown is just an incredible character. He gives so much emotion and so much fear without saying a word. And of course, he wouldn't have any intro dialogue, but he could emote. His face is very, you know, his expressions tell his feelings. Like, he is such an expressive character that he doesn't need to talk. He's like a play on a mime, right? So of course he doesn't talk. But we had another character like that in MKX, which was Jason. Jason had no intro dialogues with anybody, and it didn't really matter. And of course, Jason is like just a killing machine. He's a robot. There's no emotion there because he has a mask on. But Art the Clown could emote, and he could interact with characters in different ways. He could honk his horn. He could do a bunch of other stuff. And the cool thing about Art the Clown is he doesn't discriminate when it comes to using weapons. He is going to, no pun intended, terrorize you with a saw, a knife, a gun. I remember the first time that I watched Terrifier, he had just been using slasher weapons, right? All right, we thought he was just going to be a slasher dude, just using knives, crowbars, saws, everything, right? And then he was almost like he was getting his ass whooped by one of the female characters. Like, he was down and looked like he was in pain, and all of a sudden he takes a gun out and shoots her. Like, no other slasher character does that because it's so obvious to do. But that's what I like about Terrifier, and that's what I like about Art the Clown. So I think he would be such a great character because he could use any weapon that he wants. And I think I think NetherRealm would have a lot of fun creating fatalities for him and brutalities. So Art the Clown. Next up here, this one is probably the one that's the most unlikely because it is a DC character, and we haven't had a female guest character yet in a Mortal Kombat game. So I think that Harley Quinn would actually be a perfect DLC character for a Mortal Kombat game. She's been in R-rated movies. She's pretty violent when it comes to some of her newer animated, like the new animated series, the Birds of Prey. I think that was rated R as well. Don't quote me on that. But Harley is so crazy that she's like the only female character that I see DC being okay with being, you know, done wrong in Mortal Kombat 12, the way every character it gets done wrong with fatalities, brutalities, etc. Joker made it in MK11, so it's only fair that Harleen Quinzel would make it onto MK12. There's other female characters that would be really cool. I would actually like to see Ripley make it onto a Mortal Kombat game as a guest DLC character. We had a Xenomorph, so why not have Ripley be her badass self and come into a Mortal Kombat game? But I love Harley Quinn so much, and I feel like I think DC would be fine with her being in a Mortal Kombat game. I don't know if it would happen. I just think she is the most likely candidate as far as a female character on the DC side. Next up, we have two characters that would be returning guest characters. Let me explain. Lord Boon, Mr. Boon, Ed Boon, threw out an idea because somebody asked him, what do you think about Kratos returning in a Mortal Kombat game? Kratos would be cool, by the way. He's just not on my list. And then he responded saying, I don't know how fans would feel about returning guest DLC characters. And then once that happened, he went on to follow that up and say, would you guys be okay with returning guest DLC characters? And I think the poll was an overwhelming yes. And then after that, he threw out some returning guest character packs. You know, the horror guest character pack. I think he had like Jason and who else did he have? I think he had Jason, Predator, and I don't think he had Leatherface. Maybe he had Freddy? I don't remember, but he threw out a couple of ideas of returning guest DLC characters, and these are my two picks. So I feel like that has a real chance. Maybe not the first batch of DLC characters, but the final batch of DLC characters have a very strong possibility of being returning guest characters, because once Ed Boon comes up with an idea, and if people show, you know, good reception to it, it becomes an idea that they could work with. So I think by this point in the development, the game's probably almost done, and they probably already have the license of whatever guest DLC characters are going to come first. They have an idea of what DLC characters from the Mortal Kombat roster are going to be in the game during the first wave, Combat Pack 1, whatever they call it. So I think if this idea were to happen, it would happen at the end of the game, maybe the final DLC pack. So these are my 2 picks. Number 1 and my number 4 character, guest character, is of course going to be Freddy Krueger. Like, Freddy Krueger in MK9 was such a fun and amazing character. But the thing is, it was the remake Freddy Krueger. It wasn't Robert Englund, and it wasn't the witty, sometimes campy Freddy Krueger. It was the super serious, dark, and, you know, the movie's actually not, like, the story isn't that bad, but I just didn't like the face. I didn't like the way that they showcased Freddy Krueger. I always loved Robert Englund. He will always be Freddy Krueger to me. It doesn't matter how many remakes they do in the next 200 years. It's always going to be Robert Englund. Same way that, you know, Mark Hamill, for me, is always going to be the Joker. I think if they brought back Freddy Krueger and just gave him, like, literally his MK9 playstyle, except toned down some of the zoning, I think that would be perfect. Like, he was so much fun in MK9. What made him so good is his zoning was insane, and he had good combo potential, and he had good damage. He was the total pack. It was just, you had Cabal, Kenshi, and some of these Cyrax, some of these other characters that were just like god tier, that not too many people used them at a high level, but at face value, like, he was insane. I'm pretty sure people say he's top 5. Don't quote me on that. I didn't really play MK9 competitively. But Freddy Krueger has always been my favorite horror movie icon, my favorite slasher. I don't think there's anyone that could replace him as the top dog for a slasher icon. I don't care about Jason. I don't care about Michael Myers. I don't care about Ghostface. I don't care about Chucky. I don't care about any of these other slasher horror movie icons. For me, Freddy Krueger will always be number 1. And my second returning guest character, and the 5th and final guest character that is on my wish list. Come on, I think you guys know by the gameplay in the background. It's Predator. Predator is not only the best guest DLC character that NetherRealm has ever created, he is one of the best and most fun characters in Mortal Kombat history. In Mortal Kombat history, going back to Mortal Kombat 1, Predator and the 3 variations they gave him in X is one of the most fun characters in Mortal Kombat history. You have 3 different versions. You have the Jungle Predator, which is Hishku 10. You got the Ugly Mofo, which is Warrior Predator, showing off his pimp hand. And then we have the City Hunter Predator, which is Hunter Predator with the traps. Oh my god, man. I don't even want to get started. I'm gonna try to end the video as quick as possible because I've talked to death how much I love Predator in Mortal Kombat X. He is my number 1 character by far as my wish list for a returning guest character. And fuck it, just guest character in general. I don't care, returning, new. I will take Predator over Ash. I'll take Predator over Art the Clown. I will take Predator over Spawn if they want to bring him back. It doesn't really matter. I'll take Predator over anyone because I feel MK12 is going to be very combo heavy. I have a feeling it's going to be more offensive, more fast paced, and of course Predator is going to shine in a game like that the way he shined in Mortal Kombat X. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's just an idea that Ed Boon threw out there, and a lot of people showed a positive reception to it, so I feel like it really has a chance of happening. And I think Predator has to be one of the characters that returns as a guest character for MK12. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to say anything more about Predator. You guys know how I feel about him. And let me know what you guys think about my list. Let's just go over it again. Ash, Art the Clown, Harley Quinn, Freddy Krueger, and Predator. Come on, man. You have those 5 DLC characters in a Mortal Kombat 12, it's over. It's over. That is like the perfect guest character accumulation for any Mortal Kombat game. Man, I hope it happens. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you aren't subscribed already, make sure you guys do so. And if you want to see some more, there's videos popping up on the screen right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.